Yay! Hi guys, Nicole and Danny here. Can you see us and hear us? Having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we think we're here. So just let us know in the chat section. We think we're here. We're not sure. At least we can see each other, right?
Yeah.
Let's just hope that they can see us. So guys, tell us. Yay, Leah.
Yes, there you are.
Hi, Leah. Thank you.
Good.
Hello, Aisling. Hey, Laura. Hey, Emma. We're here. And we're not alone. You're here with us. This is good. Progress has happened. Hey, Tracy.
Thank you, everybody. And sorry we're like a couple of minutes late. I had a problem with my email right when I needed to get the link. And yeah, thanks, Microsoft. That's all I can say.
It's his fault. Just blame him.
Definitely blame me.
I was here. I was waiting. Yeah, actually, yeah, no, it wasn't working like that on my side either, but that's okay. We're here now. Hello, Beverly. Hey, Mary. Hey, Edra. Hello, Charmaine. Hey, Nat. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Go Mac and he won't go back. Well, but he's on a Mac, Tracy, right?
It's Microsoft software on a Mac. That was the letdown.
That's where you went wrong.
Yeah, I've got no choice. But anyway, we'll talk about that another day.
So, deep breath.
And relax.
We're going to relax and we're going to power up and bring the value. Hey, Fiona. Okay, so sorry to keep you waiting. Definitely not our intention, but we're ready to go. She's not going to contaminate her Mac. That's awesome. Tracy, I don't blame you. So, okay, guys, what are we talking about today? Nicole Hanchi here with my esteemed colleague, Danny Young. So excited to come to you today with yet another awesome webinar. We're going to be sharing with you today the Expert Connect method, how to connect with your prospects like a pro. As you guys know, setting the tone from the beginning is so important to the relationships that you build with your prospects online. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to help you do that. Hey, Lee. Welcome. Hey, Rutger. We've missed you. Welcome back, my friend. Okay, you ready to do this, Mr. Young? Are we
ready? I was ready ages ago, but I couldn't get in.
Whatever. All right, let me see if I can make this. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, can you guys see my slides?
Yes.
Of course, when I do this, then I can't see. Okay, so Danny, I'm flying blind here. Will you just kind of guide me? Let me know if there are questions. I can't see the chat anymore.
Yeah, I've got the chat. Are you going to go full screen or does that not work?
This is full screen. Are you not seeing it full screen?
We can see your slides on the left and then the slide on the right, if that makes sense.
Well, then it doesn't do me any good to go full. Oh, you know what? Well, shoot. Well, you know what? We'll just do it like we did it last week.
Sure. Maybe, yeah, that's right. Pull that. That's it.
And can you guys see okay?
Yeah, we can see that. That's perfectly acceptable.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to rely on you. I've got it too big to see the chat, so just let me know if I need to stop and address any questions, and then
I'll be on that.
Okay, cool. You're the best. What would I do without you? I don't know. I would only be half of Denol, the brain trust, right?
Yeah, it'd be old and
I would just be the old part. That would be very sad. All right, guys, enough of our fooling around. Let's get to business. Here we go. And that didn't work. And apparently we're not getting down to business. And there we go. All right, so let's get this little guy out of there. That's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, what the heck? Maybe I'll just keep it like that so that doesn't happen again. I don't need any more slides in there. Okay, can you guys see the slide that says who to connect with at the top?
We can.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's do this. So who in the world should you be connecting with? This is something that, you know, over time we've noticed a lot of network marketers really struggle with, this concept of connecting with other network marketers online. You know, most of us start our business offline. You know, we start the traditional method. We're told to kind of go out and just sort of talk to friends and family, talk to strangers at the mall, restaurants, wherever you go. You're just going to talk to people. And you're going to tell them about your business. When you come online, one of the ways that we go wrong as network marketers is trying to take that sort of traditional network marketing method and apply it here online, here through social media, and it just does not work. Because if you're going to try to target people who are not network marketers, you're going to spend so much time trying to convince people and explain what network marketing is that you're never going to kind of get out of that place where you're convincing people that network marketing is where they need to be, into a place where you're having more purposeful conversations, where you can actually bring people into your business, make sales, and monetize those conversations. So we're going to dig in a little bit. We're going to go right into this to kind of set that foundation and kind of get everyone on the same page so that everybody understands why we do things differently. And some things are the same and some things are different. I mean, it does not change that we seek to build relationships. This is a relationships business that we are in. You cannot escape that. If you try, you will fail. We're just telling you that now. This is, and you should really seek and want to be building relationships and really connect with people to be helpful. That's really the spirit of what we're doing, isn't it, guys? Right? So
Yeah.
Why the heck are we, anything else to add before I dig into the pros and, or like not pros and cons, but the compare contrast table? Danny?
Yeah, I think a couple of people are saying that the slide's a little bit blurry. I'm not sure there's much we can do about that. Lay said it's actually clear. A few people are saying it's blurry. So
does that help?
Yeah.
Does that help, guys?
A few people are saying presentation mode. If you press the button at the bottom.
When I did that, it didn't work. You want me to try it again? I'll try it again. Just let me know. How does it look now? Did you see a difference?
The same thing.
Yeah, I don't know why that's happening, but it's not acknowledging.
I know that that's the button. Change the quality with the little gear. Tracy's saying, I don't even know where the little gear is.
Oh, goodness gracious. Change the quality with the gear. I don't see a gear.
No.
Anywhere.
Oh, maybe,
I wonder if,
maybe it's the gear in go to webinar.
See, and some of this stuff, yeah, I was going to say some of this stuff I can't see because I'm in screen share mode. So is it good enough for you guys to see it, or you guys can't read it at all?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I can see it fine, and I'm on the same webinar.
I'm thinking it could be resolutions and things like that on.
It's clear now. Aisling says it's clear now.
Okay.
It's pretty big.
Right.
I think we press ahead with that. Yeah, just in the sense. Oh yeah, Diamantina is clear now. That's great. Okay, thanks guys. Yeah, Nicole. So you asked if I had anything to add. I think.
I did.
And I'm going to share that with you. Yeah, when I first came online, this was probably. Because I was thinking about this afternoon after I'd seen these slides, and this was probably one of the biggest challenges that I had, was getting my head around my audience and who my audience was going to be. And it is such a big shift away from how you do this offline to when you come online, because offline you wouldn't really think about approaching other network marketers. You would just do the traditional stuff where you go and kind of meet with whoever you get the opportunity to meet with, and you'll just try and get them to a point where they're going to want to look at your opportunity. But when you come online, it is very, very different. And I get asked the question a lot by people now as well, who should my target audience be? And I think what you're going to cover in the next couple of minutes on this slide is really going to help to drive that home, because this is exactly and why it should be what it should be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well said. And I think if you want to kind of separate yourself from the crowd, you know, obviously if you want to continue with those traditional methods online, you can certainly choose to do that, but you will struggle, and you will spend a lot of time stuck in that place of just trying to convince people that they even need network marketing in their lives and what network marketing even is. And it's really hard to get past people or to get people past that piece of the conversation when they don't know you. It's really hard to build those know, like, and trust factors that are so important in the relationship that you have with your prospects, to the point where they will listen to you about the benefits of network marketing and what it's all about. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's dig into why, why are we talking to other network marketers? Well, because they get it. It's like we just said, somebody else has already done the work for you. Somebody else has already shown them the light and helped them understand that network marketing fits in their lives, solves a problem, whatever it is. They needed extra money, they wanted to replace their income and quit their job, they wanted to retire a spouse, help aging parents, you name it, whatever it is that they wanted to do, somebody else has already shown them that network marketing is the answer. So you don't have to do that. You can check that off the list. And you can just fast forward through that part of the conversation into more purposeful conversations. They're open. By nature, network marketers are open. If they're not open, then they're not a good network marketer, and they're not somebody that you should want to have on your team. Because in order to build our business, we must be open, right? We must be open to making new relationships with new people, learning new things, trying new things. That's just the nature and the spirit of what we do as network marketers. So you're already going to be talking to people who are open, who are ready to embrace a new relationship, to learn something new, to see what you might have to offer them. Like we said before, you don't have to convince them. Whereas with non-network marketers, people that haven't been exposed to it or haven't been exposed to it the right way, you're gonna spend all your time trying to convince them, right? They're not gonna be open because they don't even know that they have a need. And I'm kind of jumping into this next one. Nobody has made them stop yet and think, oh, I have a need. I have need of money. I have need of time. I have need of whatever it is to plug network marketing in as the solution. So, people that are in network marketing, we've already defined that need for ourselves. Somebody has already helped us to become aware that we had a need, whatever that was, and that network marketing was going to help us achieve, the goals to satisfy that need. Now, the thing that is important to know, and I think why most people kind of shy away from this philosophy, is this is a higher stakes market of people, guys. These aren't, these people are people who, like we said, back up here, they already get it. So these are people who are looking for somebody to show them a better way. Right? They're looking for somebody who, because they're just like you and me, right? They've come to the internet, they've come to social media looking for a better way to build their business, whether it's that they need more flexibility, they don't like going out and doing presentations, they don't want to talk to strangers at the mall, whatever it is that motivated them to come to the internet, to come to social media, to build their business, they're looking for somebody who knows how to do it, who can actually get results. Because as we know, 98%, 99%, whatever percentage we want to put on it, of people who are here in this space are struggling. They can't figure out how to make this work. They're kind of stuck in that place where they're trying to plug those traditional network marketing strategies that they were using offline here, online, and realizing that it just isn't working. So as I already said, I went into the next point and I didn't even pay attention that I was doing that. So they're struggling, right? We know that most people in this space are struggling. That is just the reality of it. This is a tough nut to crack, guys. What we are doing is not for the faint of heart. This is for people who are determined, who have a strong desire to figure this out and make this work, whatever it takes. Right? And the people who are not network marketers, they're not struggling. They're not aware of anything. They're not determined for anything. They don't have a motivation that's kind of upfront for them that might be driving them. You would have to go through that entire process with somebody, and that is a lengthy process. And what that ends up looking like is you spending a ton of time just trying to convince them. And for the small amount of people that actually see the light and decide to come in, most of them can't get off the ground because they haven't had time to really develop that strong motivation for going through what you're going to go through online. Because like I said, this is not easy. This is not an easy thing to do. If anybody is telling you it is, they're not telling you the truth, right? I mean, you can keep it as simple as possible, but online marketing, there's a way to it. You've got to know. You need to have somebody show you how. So anything to add there before I move into the rest of this? piece, Danny, about
the one thing that I would add is that all of this points towards the phrase that you have used in the past, which is that these people are actually in motion towards something as well. You know, they've already addressed the challenges of what network marketing is. They're generally quite open. You know, all of the points that you said there just mean that these people are actually in motion towards something, and they're going to be, you know, approachable and receptive.
Yeah, actually, thank you. You just segued for me. You're awesome. You read my mind.
Look at that.
You're awesome. Yes. See, what would I do without you? I continue to ask that question. So again, kind of digging into what Danny's saying, you know, there are a lot of network marketers that are kind of out there on the internet that you can connect with who are not in motion toward anything, right? They're not looking for a way to build their business. They might just be out there. They might have network marketing in their description of their bio. They might belong to a few groups or whatever, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're in motion. And you really want to be connecting with, like what Danny was saying, people who are in motion toward leadership, in motion toward, you know, resources, knowledge, whatever it is that they can get their hands on to make this happen, to build their business online. Those are the people that you need to be targeting. You need to be looking for people who are active online. If you're going to use a strategy where maybe you're going to do a graph search, or you're going to go into someone's group and just start pillaging from their members listing, those people are not necessarily active people, right? They could just be there. I mean, plenty of people just join groups. Plenty of people just make profiles on social media and never really become active marketers. So you have to be very careful about who you're connecting with. You want to seek to connect with people who are active, actively engaging, actively building relationships, actively building their business online. And then, of course, going hand in hand in that, these need to be people who will reciprocate with you, because social media marketing is a very reciprocal, it's a reciprocal activity. You need to be seeking people who will reciprocate. If they don't, then you don't need to be chasing after them, because they're not the people that you want to work with. You want to work with somebody who understands the importance of being connected, you know, not just looking for people to pitch their business to, but truly the importance of being connected with people online, you know, for the purpose of building relationships, building, you know, colleague to colleague, mentor to student, you know, whatever it is. Those are the people that you really need to be tapping into. So it's important that the strategies that you're using to connect with people online are putting you in touch with the right people. So hopefully the last two slides have really helped you understand why this is so critical, right, and who you should really be seeking to connect with. Anything else to add?
Yeah, I think just on that point, there are millions and millions and millions of people out there in network marketing, and you know, they're not all going to tick all of these boxes, but that doesn't mean that it needs to become a desperate search. It just needs to become something that you're fairly diligent at, to just seek out these people, because they exist. There are so many people out there that are open to this kind of connection, but it's not everybody. So I think it's just about being mindful of that when you start going into this whole kind of connection process.
Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head, Danny. Mindset is key. You have to go into this with an abundance mindset. You can't go out there thinking, oh my gosh, you know, I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. I can't find anybody that like what Danny and Nicole just described. I can't find anybody like that out there. No, you have to open up your mind to the ideas of abundance, to understanding, like Danny said, we're talking about millions of people out there, guys. We're not just talking about a couple of thousand, we're talking millions of people who are out there trying to make this work, trying to make this happen. It's enormous. So you have to just get the right mindset and go out there and put the right strategies in place, looking for the right people so that you can connect with them in the right way, right? As you see, we're kind of building, you know, layer upon layer, layer upon layer. Hopefully you guys have been attending our sessions over the past few weeks. Each week you'll notice it's like building blocks. And we're just kind of layering things together for you so you guys end up with a whole process. Because if any part of your business process is broken, which for so many marketers, many pieces are broken, you can't move into that place where you're getting results, right? Where you're actually monetizing, you know, generating an income, making sales, signups, whatever it is that you're doing in your business. So very important stuff in terms of who to connect with. You know, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Danny, you and I just did a special session last week, didn't we? Where we were teaching a small group of people exactly how to target in, just as we've described to these people. We looked specifically at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and strategies there. So if that's something that you guys could use some help with, just leave a comment in the box here, right, Danny? And maybe we can reach out to them and see about getting them some help and share with them how to get access. Okay.
Yeah, I'll monitor the chat window. So if anybody wants access to that, put your hands up in the chat, just pop a comment in, and we'll make a note to follow up with you afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I'm glad I thought of that, right? Anything else?
No, that's cool.
Okay, cool. So now we've talked about who we're going to connect with. It's time for us to move into how to connect with these people. And a lot of people just don't understand that it matters. How you start this relationship, it'll make or break you. It makes all the difference, right? Because people, what you put out in the universe, I know this sounds like crazy mumbo jumbo woo woo stuff, but it is true. If you're sitting there at your computer and you're feeling desperate and you're feeling that lack of abundance that we were just talking about, and you're feeling these negative feelings, then people are going to notice that. People know if all you want to do with them is get them into your business or talk to them about your business. People can tell that. Believe it or not, even with tons and thousands and millions of miles of computers and hardware and data lines between us, there's just something about us humans that we just know. And people are very I don't know if skeptical is the right word. They're very hesitant. They're skeptical. The barriers are up online. When somebody approaches them, they're thinking, okay, what does this person want from me? Why are they approaching me? I don't know this person. They must want something. They must want me to join a business, buy a product. That's what's going on in people's minds. So they've got those barriers up. They're in self-protect mode, right? So how you connect with them can make the determination as to whether they let those barriers down or put up the wall and run the other direction, right? And your goal, obviously, is to help them break those barriers down with ease, in a natural feeling, you know, that they don't feel like you're out to get them, that they really do feel like you're approaching them in the spirit of being helpful and sharing value and bringing them along, right? So you've got to position yourself as an authority in some fashion. Like we said, this is a high stakes market, and by high stakes, you know, don't take that and think, oh my gosh, I'm scared to reach out to other network marketers because they're going to know more than I know, or they're not going to take me seriously, or they're never going to see me as an authority. You have to put that out of your mind. You have to become an authority. Just choose something that you enjoy. For me, when I started out, I was so interested in learning how to grow my business on Instagram. So I took a course. And I learned how to build my business on Instagram, and I became an expert. And everything I learned, I turned around and taught. And that helped to position me. That's what we call the invest, learn, teach strategy. I think that was a Ray Higdon strategy. You know, you invest in your education, invest in learning, whether it's your time or your money, you know, you're investing in learning something, and then you're going to turn around and teach it to people. And that is the quickest way that you can become an authority in some niche. You have to choose something. Keep it narrow, keep it focused, don't overwhelm yourself. You don't have to know everything from the get-go, right? But you might be thinking, well, you know, yeah, okay, so maybe I want to go learn how to use Instagram, and maybe I want to make myself, you know, I'm just using that as an example. I'm not suggesting that everybody needs to go start on Instagram, but, you know, I want to become an authority, but, you know, not everybody's going to want to know what I know, or some people are going to know more. Yes, that's true. But the people that you're looking to connect with are the people that know less than you, because they're always out there. There are always going to be people who know less than you. And they're going to look at you, and they're going to see you as somebody who knows more than them and can help them move forward. Does that make sense, guys?
Sure does.
Yeah? Okay. Danny, jump in. Okay, I'm talking, but feel free to jump in if you've got something to add.
Yes, you've got a good flow.
Say what?
You've got a great flow with this so far, so I like it.
Okay, cool. I'm so glad you're happy. That's my mission in life, is to make you happy. That's what I live for every day. So as you guys can see, this kind of all comes together into that package of confidence. You have to have it. If you're not confident yet in yourself, this is something really important that my mentor said to me a long time ago. He said, if you don't feel confident in yourself yet with what you're doing online, you've got to pull it from somewhere else in your life, somewhere in your past, some accomplishment in your past, something you've done where you, or something that you, a skill or a talent that you know you are great at, that you have confidence, and you have to take that feeling of confidence and knowing what you can do and what you're capable of, and you have to apply it here. Right, guys? Again, we're going back to mindset stuff. You've got to find confidence from somewhere, because people will know if you're not confident. Okay, so you've got to seek to help people, not to get people. You're not talking to people and connecting with people for the purpose of getting them to buy, getting them to come into your business, right? You should seek to help. When people feel that you're approaching them with kind of this no strings attached, I'm not approaching you to talk to you about my business. I'm approaching you to see what's going on with you and how I can help. When you come to somebody this way, the barriers go down, right? They see you as authority. They see that you're confident. See how it all kind of layers together? They see you as somebody that's coming to them in a different way. You're not coming to them like everybody else out there is, where they're saying, hey, here's the link to my business, opportunity. Go over here and watch this video and join me. Because a lot of people are doing that. That is the very first thing that a lot of people will say to a prospect that they've connected to online. Believe it or not, I'm sure it's happened to you. You may have done this to people. That's okay. This is, as always, a judgment-free zone. Right? We're not here to, shake it off. If you've done, hey, look, we all had to start somewhere, right? So if you're listening to some of this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm guilty of that, it's okay. It's time to shift away from that into a better way. And that's what we're trying to do here for you guys in these sessions. So again, you're coming with a helpful nature. You're seeking to show that you have value to offer. That's really what you need to do in your conversation. And by this, I don't mean shoving things at people, right? You always want to be respectful when you're talking to people. You always want to make sure that you're not shoving square pegs in round holes, that you're looking to see what they might be struggling with and recommending relevant and helpful solutions, right? And I'm not talking about, oh, so you're having trouble with, getting leads. Here, come join my network marketing business. No. There's a whole slew of things that have to, bridge the gap between those 2 points that I just mentioned there. And we're gonna dig into that next. But you have to remember, and you kind of have to step outside of yourself and realize, what are people thinking when they look at you? They're asking themselves, does this person have value to offer me? Can they help me? Do they know a better way? Because if they see that you're not doing anything different than what they're doing, or than what they see everybody else doing that they know doesn't work, then they're just going to turn and go away from you. And that's going to be the end of it. Okay, so any questions on how to connect? Anything to add, Danny, to this piece?
There's no questions so far. We've got quite a few people that are saying that they want follow-up, which I've been scribbling down notes. So we will follow up with everybody after the webinar's finished. But yeah, I mean,
okay.
We talk, and I think we're going to cover this a little bit later, but, something that I talk about a lot is your appearance on social media and what that says to the world, because I think you're going to come into this. I'm not going to do too much about that, but that last part where you're saying that people are going to look at you and say, does this person have value to offer? You have to think about, when you're on social media, regardless of the platform, you have a presence there that people can come and see at any given point in time. And it's important that you maintain that, and you groom, I don't really like the word groom, but you kind of make that profile look as professional as it can be, so that at any point, if somebody comes across that, they're not going to think, whoa, this is all a bit too salesy and a bit too pitchy and a bit too kind of selfish for me. I don't really feel like I can engage with that person. That's the mistake that we see so many people making. But like you said, Nicole, it's okay, because there's just an educational challenge where people don't know the right way to do it, which is why these webinars are being run, right?
Yeah, you know what? You just said something really important that I wanted to add on to. I'm just trying to think of, say that last piece again?
Which last piece was it? Where I was
the thought was talking, it was a good one.
People having, you know, their presence on social media is always out there, regardless of, you know, so whatever you're putting out there, people are going to be able to see. Was that the part you were talking about?
It was, but you know, I'm going to hold because we've got that slide toward the end, and I think we're going to cover it there. I was just debating on whether I should dive in now and get up on the soapbox, but no, we're going. I'll save it for the appropriate slide.
Step away from the soapbox.
Say what?
Step away from the soapbox.
I'm gonna step away from the soapbox. I know it's bad. You'll have to get the hook out and drag me off. You know.
We both do.
I know. So okay, so we've talked about who we're connecting with, how we're connecting with them. Now let's kind of move into what to say. People get tripped up, and here's where it kind of all goes wrong for most people. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I'm nervous. I'm not sure when to talk about my business, if I should talk about my business, how I should do it. What do I say in the meantime? All that stuff is going through people's head. You know, I don't know how I'm going to respond to, you know, if they ask me a question or come back with a response that I'm not prepared for. What am I going to do? And you guys have to realize that, you know, when you're having these conversations are happening. Now we're talking about them being in private messenger through Facebook. Right, because, I mean, of course you can be conversing with people on a variety of different platforms, but we do encourage you to focus and have all of your conversations in one place so you don't drive yourself crazy trying to go around to see, you know, gosh, I talked to Danny yesterday, but I can't remember if it was on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. So then you're going through 4 different platforms, so try to find a conversation. Don't do that to yourself, you know, and for the most part, people are much more comfortable with a private messenger feature on Facebook. So when we speak to you about this conversation that you're having with people, we're thinking in terms of the Facebook messenger feature. So that was just a little tidbit from last week, but you want to have conversations with purpose. You don't want to go into a conversation just kind of willy-nilly and let me just see how it goes and let's just see how they react. No, you've got to maintain control. This is your conversation that you are using to drive the conversation, to find out what's going on with this person, to get to know them and see, you know, what you might have to offer. Right? So you need to use scripts to guide you. This is really important. And when I say use scripts, I don't mean go buy somebody else's scripts and cut and paste and cut and paste and cut and paste. That's not what I mean. Scripts are meant to be nothing more than a guide. You have to add your own personal voice, your own personal insights, knowledge, whatever, personality into the conversation, or people are going to know. Right? They just know. I mean, I think recently there was a course that was released that a bunch of people bought, and scripts were part of it. So everyone goes out into the space all using the same scripts. Now, whether they were good scripts or bad scripts isn't really the issue. The problem comes in when everyone's using the same scripts and nobody's putting their own personality to it. No one's, you know, positioning it themselves uniquely in with the scripts. So that's something that was really important. Danny and I have talked about this extensively, and it's something that we've worked on recently at great length. We've been working on developing scripts and helping people use them the right way to actually have good conversations, right? Where they're not looking like everybody else out there using the same cut and paste. And I think that's one of the things that is missing out there. You know, when people join opportunities where they, you know, there was a promise of all you've got to do is just take my scripts and you know, within 24 hours you're going to have $25,000 in your bank account, you know, guaranteed. Yeah, that doesn't happen, guys. When you're using somebody else's scripts and nobody's teaching you how, they're just completely ineffective. And that's kind of one of the problems that we noticed recently. We've been having a lot of conversations about differences and changes that we can make for the better in our space to really help people with tools that are going to make a difference, not just promises, you know, empty promises. So one of the things that we had come up with recently were some scripts and guides to help people use them the right way to actually make them effective. So if that's something that you would like help with, if you feel like your conversations are a point of struggle for you, a point of maybe even anxiety because you're not sure what to say and you get tripped up easily and you just don't know what to do, then please raise your hand right now and let us help you, because we can do that for you.
Sure.
The most important thing, yeah.
Sorry, Nicole. Yeah, just on that, I think with scripts, you know, they are a part of the process. It's important. I look at scripts is that they help you to keep track of a conversation so that you can have that conversation with purpose. It helps you to ensure that you continue to steer the conversation in the direction that you want to take it, because that's what a conversation with purpose is. It's where you've got an end goal and you want to be able to get to that end goal. So you need to take people through a series of kind of checkpoints on the way. But I think it's important as well, you kind of touched on this, but it's important to remember that you're not a robot, and you definitely don't want to be seen as coming across as a robot. So you can't kind of rigidly follow scripts where if somebody, you know, because this is a two-way conversation, if someone meanders slightly away from where your script might be taking them, you have to allow the conversation to flow that way. But then look out for points in the conversation where you can kind of bring it back on track and, you know, kind of change the course of the conversation so that it comes back onto where you want it to go to, which is, I think it's a little bit of an art, but it's not that, as long as you kind of understand the process that you want to take people through, then it's not difficult to bring the conversation back on track if it does veer off.
That's a great point. And coming up next, we're going to kind of take them into those phases so that they understand the different phases that they're really taking their prospects through when they have a conversation, which I think a lot of people are kind of missing that conceptual framework, right, when they're using scripts. Because, you know, scripts are kind of sexy. People think, oh my gosh, you know, somebody's giving away their scripts. That's going to, you know, that's going to make all the difference for me. And then they go, they get these scripts, maybe they pay a lot of money for them, and they try to use them, and they're like, well, gosh, you know, why am I not getting results? Why is this not working? Well, that's because nobody's showing you how to use them or why you're saying what you're saying when you're saying it. Not that when you can go through that process and have somebody take you through it and help you, you're going to learn to the point where you can start creating your own scripts, because you know the phases that you need to take people through. You know how to keep control of the conversation. You know how to keep the purpose about it, but you know how to keep it natural. So it's just a balance that you have to learn how to strike. And it just really comes down to practicing with the right kind of framework and guidance. Wouldn't you say, Danny?
Yeah, completely. Yeah. And that's such a key part of it. Scripts are great, but you've got to learn the context behind them. You know, as with all of this stuff, you know, it's like when you talk about the course that was released where everybody went out into the marketplace and started to use the same scripts, and you would see people pitching, you know, I had people pitching me with the same things. And, you know, it's all about just notching up the level of professionalism and just saying, right, rather than me just copying and pasting this, I'm going to get into it and understand it, and then I'm going to put my own spin on it and make it my own. Because at least then, the very least you're doing is making sure that you're not just a sheep that's that's just doing exactly the same thing as everybody else.
And I think too, one of the things that people don't understand is that when somebody writes a script, for the most part, you know, they're giving you their scripts. But what people don't stop to realize is, you know, when somebody's got scripts to give you, you can pretty much bet that they've got some level of influence over a significant audience, right? Whereas most of the people that come purchase the scripts or gain access to them somehow to go out and implement don't yet. They don't have an audience. They don't have influence over anyone yet. So the script is just rendered completely, you know, ineffective because of that. And I think that's something that, you know, that's just something that they leave out of the sales letter when they, you know, when they're selling the scripts. They don't say, hey, by the way, this was created and used by somebody who's got, you know, thousands on their list and tons of influence, where you don't, but don't worry, they're still going to work anyway. It just doesn't work like that. And that's just something that I think a lot of people don't have awareness about. So with that being said, it's important that you relax. You've got to realize that this is the safe zone. You're not on the phone with them. They can't trip you up or catch you unawares. You can always sit back, take a deep breath, and take a moment to think about how you want to respond. And the important thing to realize is, you know, it's okay to try something. It's okay to make a mistake, because that's how we learn, right? We have the biggest growth through our biggest failures, guys. If you're afraid to try something and to go out there and maybe say the wrong thing, then you're not going to make progress. You have to be willing to kind of put yourself out there that way. So relax. You know, just realize that this is a conversation. We're going to show you the phases that you need to take people through, and we're going to help you make this purposeful. Of course, next, and we've said this before and we'll keep saying it again, this is about building a relationship. The purpose of this conversation is not to pitch your biz. If that's what you go into it trying to do, you're going to be all tensed up over it, and you're going to be sitting there thinking, okay, where's my opening? Is this where I can pitch my biz? Is this where I can send a link? Is this where I can send a video? And the conversation is going to die. Trust me, because people can feel it. They can sense it when you're trying to steer them toward that. They're attuned to it. So instead, seek to build a relationship. Seek to add value, right? Show this person that you're there to help them. And you're not asking for anything back. You're benevolent, right? Okay, so we kind of alluded to this a second ago. You need to understand that you need to be prepared to share multiple points of value before you ever think about talking about your business opportunity. And what I mean by this is, you know, this conversation is not happening in a matter of 5 minutes. You're not having one sit down where this all is going to play out in a matter of minutes. Conversations with your prospects should be an ongoing thing where, you know, you're continuing to understand more and more about their business and continuing to share points of value with them, whether it's inviting them to, you know, like you can invite people to come with you here today. You know, I'm attending this webinar. I'm going to learn about how to connect with people the right way. Why don't you come along? I think it'll be awesome. You know, invite them to webinars with you. Share your posts with them. Share resources that you have access to, whatever it is, inspiration even. But you need to be prepared to share multiple points of value before you can ever hope to share your business opportunity to the extent that they're going to be open. Right? And you always want to seek permission. Never, never, never send anything, even if it's a link to just join you on a webinar. Always ask permission first. Hey, I'm hosting this webinar. I'm attending this webinar. We're going to be talking about XYZ. I thought you might enjoy it. Would you like the link to come with me? Would you like the link to join us? Don't just say, hey, I'm hosting a webinar. Here's the link. I'll see you at 4. Would you really say that to somebody in person? No. No, you wouldn't, because it's not respectful. You're not asking them if they want to come first. When you let people have that kind of respect, when you let them tell you, yes, I want to come with you. Yes, I want to do that. Yes, I want access to this. Then they're internalizing it. They know that they are the ones making that decision. It's not you pushing something on them. It's them deciding to accept it, deciding to do something. And when people do that, they're so much more open. Does that make sense to you guys?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. And I mean, this is a no-brainer. I mean, just be the leader they seek. Like we said earlier, you know, people are out there desperate for leadership. They're looking for somebody who knows a better way, who's willing to show it to them, because there are all kinds of different leaders in this space. There are leaders who got it going on, and they're not going to tell you anything unless you pay money for it or join them in their business. And then you've got the other end of the spectrum, like what we're doing here, where we're here to share it with you. We're here to be transparent. But regardless, be the leader that they seek, because there are so many people out there just looking for leadership, looking for help, a helping hand, someone to bring them along. Any other points to add?
No, I think that's brilliant. It just says it makes perfect sense, and I couldn't agree more.
Okay, awesome. I love it when we're on the same page. Haha. So this next piece, you know, we talked a little bit about this, conversations with purpose. You have to find a way to focus your conversation, right? Because we understand that everyone's business is different. Some people are building one opportunity, some people are trying to build multiple opportunities, but you can't send people in multiple directions, or they're going to get confused. They're not going to understand what you're doing. They're not going to really understand what you're about or how you could help them, because they don't understand what you're doing. So you want to make sure that you learn how to have a conversation with purpose, where you're focusing it in one direction, right? But yet able to build multiple streams within one conversation, meaning you're taking people through a conversation where you're learning about them and you're finding the most appropriate solution for them, and you're plugging them into the right spots, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it. And again, scripts will help you do that. When you can start off with a script and just kind of use it, you're going to be more confident because you know that the scripts work because somebody else has told you so. But you've got to make them your own. Anything else to say about focus? I know we're running short, so I'm trying to hustle us up, guys. Sorry about this.
Yeah, I just saw the time. I think, with the multiple streams thing, that's probably a conversation for another webinar. But it is, for those of you out there that kind of sit there at the moment with a network marketing business as your opportunity, it's definitely something. I mean, I talk about this a lot when I speak to people one-on-one. Is about, look, build out multiple streams of income. It's something we can probably bring into a future webinar, but
definitely.
That's what you want to have, so that you've got different options to present to people. So you need what we call congruent opportunities in your portfolio that you can then have in the back of your mind when you're speaking to people, so that you can then start to point them towards different things depending on how the conversation progresses. But yeah, probably for a future.
Oh my gosh, yes. Let's jot that down. I think we should absolutely do that one. I know we have a few more weeks planned out, but let's get that on the list because that's a really good conversation. It's an important conversation, I think, in light of, a lot of the changes that we've seen in the industry over the past couple of years. But yes, like you said, conversation for another day. So let's get into this 5 phases of your conversations, guys. I hope you have pen and paper or however you like to take notes, screen capture, whatever floats your boat. This is going to help you understand conceptually what you're doing when you're talking to your prospects, right? The first phase, getting to know you. You're just getting to know them. Where are you from? Tell me about your family. What are you working full time, or what are your interests? Do you have kids? Just that kind of thing, where you're getting to know them as a person, because you always want people to feel that you care about them as a person, that you're not just talking to them because they're a network marketer, because they're, you want them to know that they matter to you. When you can make people feel that they matter to you, that makes all the difference, right? Because we all want to matter. We don't want to be treated like we're just another number, just another person to be gotten into a business. So once you go through that, and you get to know them a little bit, then you can move into the phase where you're going to get to know about their business. What opportunity are they with? How long have they been there? Are they working 100% online? Or are they just trying to start on that? How long have they been doing that? Just get a feel, get an understanding of what it is that they're doing in their business. Do they just have the one opportunity like we were just saying, or do they have multiple things going on? Just ask the questions, to get to know them and show an interest in them. And when people feel that you're showing an interest, we love to talk about ourselves, right? In a conversation, people are excited when somebody asks, right? When somebody says, hey, what do you do? Oh my gosh, yes, I'm excited to tell you what I do. So do that for somebody. Do that for your prospects. Let them know that you want to know about, what they have going on in their business. And then once you kind of, and this is going to be a natural transition, as you're getting to know about them in their business, you're going to just naturally uncover whatever it is that they're struggling with in their business. And there are, plenty of struggles to be discussed. We all have them. Everybody has them. So if you can do your job up here, right, and position yourself as a helpful leader, as a helpful authority, someone who cares, your prospects are going to be more than willing to go here with you and be honest with you and just say, yeah, I'm struggling to get leads. I just can't figure it out for the life of me. Would love to get leads, don't know how. Can you help, by the way, or how do you do it? Right? Because isn't that how we converse together as colleagues? Hey, gosh, I'm really struggling with this particular issue. How do you deal with it? What do you do? What resource do you use? Right? Isn't that what we do as colleagues through our network? We look for the people who we believe will have the answers for us and help us overcome the challenges that we have. So you be that person for your prospects. Okay, and we talked about this before. This next phase, this is where you want to focus on offering points of value to be helpful. You want to start solving these pains, right? So if they're telling you that they're struggling to generate leads and you have access to a cheat sheet, or you've made a PDF yourself, or you just, stuff that you're willing to share with them, then do that. This is your point to do that, to be helpful, share value, no strings attached. I'm here for you. This is what I know. This is what I have access to. I'm willing to help you with all of this. Just let me know what you need. And when they see that you're willing to do that, they're going to come back to you time and time again, and they're going to reveal more and more of this piece, right? So you see how this is an ongoing conversation. You see how this is not a conversation that happens in 5 minutes and ends with you sharing your link to your business presentation. Not at all. Okay, so you've gone through these first 4 phases. You've offered lots of value points to be helpful. I would say at minimum 3 points of value, whether those be, invitations to come to events with you, webinar, not events like, out there in the public, but like webinars where they can come learn with you, where you might be teaching them cheat sheets that you have access, tools that you have access to, knowledge and information that hey, if you see a blog post on, Ray Higdon's site, and he's talking about lead generation, and you just talked to Sarah about her struggles in lead generation. Hey, I just saw this blog post. I thought of you. We were just talking about this the other day. I hope this helps you. Would you like the link? Totally no strings attached. That she's going to think you're her hero when you do that. So then you can position yourself or your opportunity or the idea of working with you as the solution. That's the end point. That is your goal, right? And if you find in here that there aren't the pains and the struggles and the problems that you can solve, that's okay, right? That's okay. Like Danny said in the very beginning, not everybody's going to be the right person for you. But abundance, there's millions of them out there. You just need to seek to connect with the ones who are right to be working with you. Anything to add, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, on that very last point that you made, if you think about the challenges that you have when you build your business offline, most of us start offline when we're building our business. It's difficult to find people to talk to about your business opportunity. And that's a big challenge. But when you come online, I actually think it's easier. I think you've got tools that you can leverage. You've got platforms and systems that you can utilize to find people. And then you can just literally kind of, without wanting it to sound as binary as this, you can go through the numbers. You can just keep, reaching out to people. And it's all about trying to find those people that you can connect with, that you can offer this assistance to. And if you can't, it's cool. Just move on and find the others, because there are so many out there. That's why I love building online.
That's right. Yeah, we're not all going to connect with each other. I mean, that's we as humans, we gravitate toward the people that resonate the most with us. And not everybody's going to like me. Not everyone's going to like Danny. Not everyone's going to like you. And that's okay. But we are seeking to connect with the people that we do resonate with, because those are the people that we can help.
Exactly.
All right. Good stuff. So this is a shift that we wanted to kind of get you thinking about, bring an awareness to, because I think this is another piece that just totally eludes network marketers, this idea of, oh my gosh, it is possible that I don't have to go out and prospect all the time. What is this all about? Well, this is attracting people to you. And that's just, you might hear it called attraction marketing strategies in the fanciest form. But in the end, it's really just marketing. I mean, that's what marketing does in a nutshell. I mean, you don't see, you don't see your local businesses out there, passing flyers out at the mall, do you? Or prospecting or going door to door? No, you see them doing things to attract the masses, putting out advertising, making specials, putting out value into the community. Whatever it is that they're doing that to attract people. That is, in essence, what marketing is all about, right? Bringing in awareness and attracting people to you. So this is nothing new. This is just a basic principle of marketing that we should all seek to be including in our strategies. I like to think of it as kind of a continuum, because we all start out in that place. I mean, you're not going to come into this space and on day one start just attracting droves of people to you. That's going to take time and positioning. As you can see right here today, we've talked about just one piece of the puzzle, and there's just so much more to it. So it takes time to build that. But in the meantime, you know, you're out there prospecting, you're connecting to people, you're reaching out to people, but you need to seek to make that shift on over to the place where you're just attracting people to you, to the point where you don't even have time for this anymore. Because when you're having conversations with people who have come to you, that's when things get powerful. That's when things just kick up a notch for you, and everything changes. And you kind of go from this place of having these one-on-ones into this place of having one-to-manys. And that's when things feel totally different. That's when your conversations change and things really start to come together for you in your business. Anything to add to that, Danny?
No, I think you've covered it. I mean, it's about leverage, the one-on-one. You know, that's distant memory for me now. To the one-to-many, you've got available when you're online. So yeah, no, let's move on, just in the interest of time as well.
Yeah. So this slide here, the first impression is the last impression. What do we mean by this? Well, like we said in the very beginning, guys, you get one chance to make a first impression, and that will make or break you right there in an instant. So you have to position yourself, and Danny started talking about this before because he's chomping at the bit. He's ready to climb up on that box. Danny, do you want to take this away?
Yeah, this is something that I really, really strong. Do you know why I'm so passionate about this? Because I've done this.
Tell us.
I have spammed my profile with pictures of products and before and after pictures and all that kind of stuff, and you know, stuff about business opportunities. And what happens, right, with this is that you do it and you might get a couple of results because you'll have some friends that have not heard of it before, or it might be a new product, or you know, whatever that reason might be. But that sets you up immediately into a false economy because you think, oh, it works. I know everyone else is doing it, but it doesn't. It doesn't. What it actually does is it turns people off. It does so many bad things for you if you have what I would just refer to as a spammy profile that's covered in that kind of information. So it's really, really important, as the slides say, that if you want to attract people to you, if you want people to want to work with you, then you've got to make sure that the way you portray yourself on social media is attractive. And if you're all about your products and your business opportunity and your company, you know, and I see people doing this that I've known for a long time that don't really do it online, but they still spam their profile, and I'm just like, oh, just stop doing that. Thumbs up. Make yourselves look like people that other people are going to be attracted to, because you know the second point on this slide is the second bullet point on this slide is so important. It shows that you know a better way. If you come and check out, look, you know, I am no saying I'm not perfect at all, but I do know what does work and what doesn't work. And if you check out my profile, you won't see anything about my business opportunity. Quite the same with Nicole's, I would imagine. You know, you want to be showing people that actually you know how to do this. You want to have curiosity as well, so that when people are seeing you doing some cool stuff but not really knowing what it is, that's all about curiosity. So, you know, the last three, I mean, I could go on for a long time about this stuff, but the last three bullet points there: spam, stop it; product pics, take them off; BizOp pics, links, take them off of your profiles, people, because you want to make that really, really strong first impression. Because like it says here, first impression, that's it, they're gone.
Yeah, that's true, because they're sizing you up, right? I mean, and if you've reached out to somebody, the first thing they're going to do is go check out your profile. And if all they can see is this, that's the end of it. Right there. They don't see you as somebody that knows anything different or better or anything that can help them. And they're going to close down and throw up those barriers and go the other way, and it's over. It's over before it begins, guys. So this is super important. Clean up your profiles. Show that you know a better way. Mystery is good. You know, I remember when I started, I think I was telling you this, Danny, you know, when I first started trying to figure out how to do this online, I was all over Ray Higdon's blog, trying to figure out what in the heck he did. What company was this man with? And I'm not kidding. I dug deep back into the recesses of some blog from years gone by and found this little bitty reference in there to what was then his company. And do you see what that did to me? That made me curious. It made me want to know more. It made me scour his blog. It made me follow him on social media. That's what you want, guys. If I'd have gone to his blog and saw links and product pictures, I wouldn't have been curious to learn anything else about him. I would have moved on to something else, right? So you see the power of creating that mystery and showing people that you're savvy, that you've got it going on, right? Besides, this is not replicable, guys, because as we talked about this before, while you might be lulled into that false sense of it working, this does not work for most people, because most people, A, don't have a large friend network on social media, and B, have no influence over the few friends that they have, just because that's just the way it is. So you have to keep that in mind, that if you're doing something that's not going to be replicable or duplicable, or something that people would ever want to do, because if I come, let's just think of it this way. Let me say it the other way around. If you come to my profile and you're checking me out and all you see is me posting spam everywhere, you're going to look at that and go, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to junk up my timeline with, pictures of products and before and after shots and, my biz op. I don't want to do that. I don't want my friends to think, poorly of me or get annoyed with my posts. So no, this isn't for me. I'm not going to do this. That's what people are thinking. It's not replicable. It's not something people want to do. So your job is to put out there what people will be interested in doing, what they believe they can do, what they would be comfortable doing. And that's when you can start to attract people into working with you. Right? Right, Danny?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I know we kind of whizzed through that, guys. But you know what, Danny, you want to take this on too? And wrap us,
yeah,
because I've done so much talking.
Yeah, you grab a well-earned glass of water. Yeah, we've talked a lot in the presentation today about scripts, because they're such a key part of connecting with people in an expert manner. And, if you've been listening to this and you're thinking, do you know what, I want to learn more about this, I want to learn how to do it the right way, then you should absolutely reach out to the person who referred you to today's webinar and have a conversation with them. We have a project that we are launching this week, which some of you may have heard of. It's called the Today Money Project. And this project exists to address 3 key challenges. Nicole and I have been working very, very hard on this over the past months to bring this together. But there are 3 challenges that we want to address. The first one is to allow network marketers to earn what we're calling today money, which is money that they can use and they can earn right now while they build their long-term residual income with their network marketing business. And it's important that they have access to this today money so that they can, well, for a number of reasons. It's just good to have money in your pocket. In the interest of time, I won't talk about why it's good to have money in your pocket. I think everybody knows.
I think we all know.
Yeah. The second thing that the project addresses is that while people are building that today money income and their long-term residual income, they're also going to be able to learn how to do a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about tonight. So how to brand yourself, how to promote yourself online the right way, how to build your business online the right way, how to generate leads for your business the right way, and so much more. So it's all about learning the skills that you need to build a business online successfully. And then thirdly, the third area that we address with this project is to help people to create this brand new income stream, but having it completely congruent with their existing network marketing business so that they can focus on doing one thing, which is we've also mentioned on this webinar. So regardless of what that network marketing business might be, you can stay focused on building that alongside this other income stream, instead of being completely pulled away in completely polar opposite directions, maybe to a completely different job, which we know through experience and through speaking to lots of network marketers is a challenge, because jobs always get the primary attention and the primary focus, which means that network marketing opportunities often get left and they never really get to where they could do. So there's a lot of bonuses on screen. I'm not going to read through these now, but these are available through the Today Money Project. So if you want to know more about these, then absolutely reach out to the person who referred you here, and they'll be able to share some more information with you on that.
Awesome. Thank you. I enjoyed that break, hydration break.
Good, you deserved it. Well done.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We appreciate you more than you know. We really enjoy doing these webinars for you, and we're just grateful that you guys provide such an awesome audience. Do you have any questions? I know we've run over time, but we don't want to hang it. Yeah, go ahead.
There are none so far. There are some actions that we've taken away.
Okay, cool.
I've asked for more information, but if anybody's got any questions, we can hang around for a bit longer, or if we don't see anything popping up in the next couple of minutes, then we'll politely say good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Charmaine, can you see the chat now? Nicole, Charmaine says, thank you for another awesome webinar.
Oh, yes. Aw. Thank you for being here, Charmaine. You're the best. Yeah, cool. I'm just reading your comment, Charmaine. Yeah, I felt the same way too. I'm so fuzzy, aren't I? I wonder why I'm so fuzzy.
We need to get you a high-def webcam.
I wonder, maybe I smeared the camera. Maybe one of the kids smeared the camera. That is a more likely scenario. Much like my glasses are also smudged and stepped on and every other thing else. Okay, so we're all set then. I don't see any other questions coming in. Thank you, Rutger. Thanks for hanging out. We're glad you enjoyed.
Thanks everybody for coming along. We always appreciate you. We've got some people we want to get back to. Thanks, Nat. Thanks for your feedback. And yours, DeJoan, is that? Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm reading that the right way. But yeah, we will get back to all of you that have made inquiries. I've written them down on my pad. I'll catch up with Nicole, and we'll make sure that you get a follow-up from whoever is the right person to follow up with you.
Awesome. We hope to see you next week. We hope this new day and time works well. We had the same number of attendees, I think. So so I guess that's a good sign, but we're going to move forward with this day and time. So hopefully we'll see you next week. I cannot remember what we're talking about, but it'll be awesome. That much we can be sure.
We'll be laying on the next level.
The next building block, that's right. De nada, Beverly. we're taking it Spanish. I love it.
Very good.
My soft focus photography. That makes my skin look blurry.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't get that right at all.
Huh?
Zune, the pronunciation I just got very wrong.
Sorry if I photobomb.
I'll work on that. It's a great name.
Oh my gosh, that is, yeah, I'm so glad that you spelled that out for us. Yeah, I would not have pronounced it correctly either, so thank you. Thank you, Mary. All right, guys, we're signing off. Take care, and we'll see you guys next week.
Take care. See you later.
Bye.